one's on. Oh well. Well, hello there. Good morning. For anyone who may be clued in or cued in, let's just begin right off the bat. Get yourself comfortable. Close your eyes. Begin breathing through your nose. Start to slow your breath down. Begin to focus in. And while you're doing that, elevate your emotions. Imagine and envision you're in a peaceful, wonderful place. Go to that place that makes you smile. And then lower your chin to your chest. Lift your chest up. And then begin half circles with your head and neck. Take it into a full circle. Reverse direction. And then bring your head back onto your shoulders and look from side to side. And then bring your head back and look up and down. And be careful when you bring your head back looking up. Be gentle with the back of your neck. You want to move in such a way that you stay long in the back of the neck. Okay, so sitting tall, let's do this. Take the left hand to the top of the right knee and the right hand behind you and twist to your right. And then come back through center, going to the other side. And then back to center. So take your hands and circle the hands so that you're working the wrists. And then reverse. And then your elbows. And reverse that. And then take your shoulders and roll them. Now bring your hands in front of you and close into a fist. The pinky leads. And then you're going to open, coming into open hand, and the pinky leads. Close, open. Nothing else moves but the fingers. The arms don't move, the elbows don't move, the wrists don't move. It's just the fingers. All right, do just your left hand. You can go at any speed you want. And then do just your right hand. I got a dry throat. Now do both hands. Make sure you clasp your thumb over those fingers when that hand forms into a fist. Now move your wrists. One finger at a time. Do it slow enough where you can feel this. Now, take, I might have to get a drink of water. I'm going to have to. Take your hand, it's open, you're reaching it out, and as you bring it in, you're closing. And as you are reaching out, you're opening. Closing as it comes in, opening as it goes out. Switch. Now, see if you can do, this is tough because you'll tend to do one hand a little bit more than the other. Make sure the thumb is holding on. All right. That's enough playtime. So take your left arm up, reach it over to the right hand comes down to the mat, and lengthen along that left side. Take your hand behind your head and move your head and ears back. So your chin's not lifting up. You're moving your ears back. Take that elbow back also. Lean a little more. Come on back up. Right arm reaches up. Left hand comes to the floor. Reach it over. Reach it over. And then take the hand back. Move the ears back. Move that right elbow back. Lean into it. Come on back up. I think that's enough for today. All right, whether you're sitting on a bolster or a blanket or you're right on your mat, bring your feet in and take your arms to the insides of the legs and lean forward and take your hands down. And so you're coming into a forward bend basically, but you're not using your legs. You're using mostly lower back. You're working out and you're stretching here. So go to where you can go comfortably and hang out. And then lift it back up. And if you want to try this, if you're on a bolster, come into boat. Take your arms wide, bring them forward. Take them wide again. See if when you bring your arms forward versus wide, you can keep your feet right where they are. Take the arms up. Do it again, take it up. Take the legs wide and scissor. Take the arms wide. And flutter. And then hold them in and balance. It's actually harder to do this on a prop, especially a bolster. Now grab the outsides of your feet. Arms are to the insides of the legs. And take both shins parallel to the floor. Then take them a little longer, a little farther away from your hips. Bring them together. Take them apart. Bring them into butterfly. Clasp your hands if you can. Then open them up one more time. Maybe. Bring them together. Take them apart. Come back into your boat. Either bent knees or straight legs. And then come on up to a standing position. Standing pose. Let's do some basic standing poses. Take your feet wide. So step your feet apart. Turn your left foot out 90 degrees. Bend the knee. Float the arms out, coming into Warrior Two. And then from your Warrior Two, raise that left arm for Peaceful Warrior. Left foot forward, left foot is turned out, back into Warrior Two. Come into your side angle, your Parshvottanasana. Take the arm straight up and then reach it towards the top of your mat. Take that top arm straight up, take it behind the lower back. And then reach that hand for your right thigh. And take your left arm and reach. Set it back. Come on up to Warrior Two. Peaceful Warrior. While there, straighten out your front leg. Come into your triangle. Both legs are straight and strong. Come on, back up into Warrior Two. Now straighten that leg. Turn that left foot forward. Take your hands to your hips. Turn the right foot out. Warrior Two legs. Float the arms. Peaceful Warrior. Keep that leg, that left knee over the left heel. through Warrior Two into your Parsvakonasana. Reach that arm towards the back of your mat now. Take that top arm up and back behind you. Reach for the left leg. Right arm reaches in the direction of your chest. Set that arm back. Reach this arm up and come up into Warrior Two, straightening out that front leg and sliding into your triangle. Open it up. Keep the front leg as straight as you can. Just settle in and breathe here. Come on back into Warrior Two. Turn the right foot in, bring the hands to the hips. This time, take your hands, clasp them behind your back, right behind the hips. So the hands are touching the hips. Now start to straighten the arms so the hands will leave the hips and move down and back at the same time. Take your shoulders and move them back. Sternum lifts up. You're going to start a forward bend by lifting your hands. Keep lifting the hands up. Come as deep as you can in your forward bend. Now bring your hands to your hips and lift all the way back up. Take the arms out to the sides. Come halfway down. Maintain that strong spine. Reach your chest forward. Lift your sits bones. Let your arms come down. Place your hands down. Walk your hands forward about 18 inches, 2 feet. Come up onto the balls of the feet. Lower your heels back down. Lift your heels up. Lower them down. Do it again. Lift your heels up. Keep them up. Stack the heels right above the balls of the feet. So you're stretching out the toes. Lower the heels back down. Take your hands forward even more as though you're going into a wide leg down dog, because you are. And ears go between the arms. Now slide forward into a wide-legged plank. And then back into that down dog. Inhale, come forward into your plank. Exhale, back into down dog. Once again, inhale, come forward. Now, from here, take your left hand to the right shoulder, set it back down. Right hand to the left shoulder, set it back down. Do 2 more on each side. And then slide back into that down dog, then walk your hands back. Grab the outsides of your ankles and pull yourself deeper.
And then place your hands down once again. So they're underneath you. Now, take your right hand and grab the outside of your left ankle. And take your left hand to the small of your back and twist to your left. You're not pulling yourself to the left. You're not bringing the torso to the left. Torso is front and center still, where it was. You're twisting. And then release and go to the other side. Left hand, outer right shin. Right hand, small of the back. Twist it open. And release. Now set your hands down, put some weight into them. Kind of lean forward a little bit. And then hop your feet together. Then hop them apart. And do it again 2 more times. Ending with your feet together, a few inches apart. Come into your squat. Keep your fingers down for a moment. Start to walk the balls of the feet back so your toes lengthen. And then when you're ready, lift your hands up. So just being here, you're working your balance. There's micro movements going on. There's a workout going on in your ankles, in your legs, all the way up to your knees. Now if you want, you can take your torso, bring it vertical. Lift your heels up if you can. Lower the heels. Take the hands down, come in that forward bend. Nice, deep forward bend. And then roll all the way up. All right, from here, lift your left heel. Lift your left knee. Flex your left foot. Place that foot into tree. Then lift the knee forward again. Coming out of tree. Do it again. Back in front. Back into tree. Knee forward. Stand up tall. Set the foot down. Right heel lifts up. The weight shifts to your left. Right knee lifts up. Take the foot into tree. Bring the knee forward. Into tree again. Bring the knee forward. Take that knee to the right. Come into your tree. So the knee is reaching out to the right. Come back in. Knee up front. Set it down. Come on up and down. Balls of the feet back down. Start to feel this. Get your balance. Now as you're doing this, work on your breath. Notice what is happening, what your default. There's something called default mode mechanism. It has to do with your ego. You automatically go back to your default mode of going into the ego. And what you're trying to do in yoga is be conscious and not be in your ego mind, but in your higher self mind. So even practicing doing this, but being aware of the breath, helps you break some patterns.
You're not unconscious. You're trying to become conscious. Come on up and stay up. Now, lift your left foot. Set it down. Lift your right foot. Set it down. Go from side to side. Try not to walk. It's easy to walk. But pretty much stay in one place. All right, come back. Set it down. Let's do some more standing poses. So, this is what you're going to do. You're going to come to the top of your mat, and I'll do it this way. You're going to step your right foot back into a warrior one pose. Now when you step the right foot back, the right foot does not point to the right. The right foot points kind of at a 45-degree angle to the right. Okay? And then the left foot is straight ahead. You're working on balance, number one. Left knee is right over that left heel, left ankle. You square the hips, want to kind of turn to the right, square the hips forward. Shoulders should easily go forward because they're independent of the hips. So, now, back foot, heel is firmly pressing down. Press into the outside edge of that back foot. Lift the toes on that back foot. Feel how engaged that back leg gets, even all the way up to the quad. So now from here, raise the arms up overhead. Try to keep lifting the back toes, keeping the hips from opening up to the right, squaring them forward. Front knee bent over the heel. Now from here, we're going to step forward and step it back into the warrior one. You're going to do 2 more of those. All right, from here, step forward. Step your left foot back, come into warrior one. Work it out. Feel what you got to do. The hips are going to open up right away. They're going to move to the left. So the placement of the back foot relative to the front foot is important for you. If you got to widen your stance this way, east and west, then you do that in order to get the hips square to the front. So move that left hip forward now. Feel the stretch along the back of that left leg, that back leg. Push that heel down. Lift the arch. Lift the toes. So I'm going to add another cue. That back leg should be inner spiraling, should be going this way for the back leg, going to from the outside to the inside. Now, if you have any pinching going on in the lower back, pull the pubic bone up. Slide the tailbone down. That's going to stretch you out even more, especially in the psoas muscle right here. Take the arms up. Bend that front knee so the knee is over the heel. Press that back heel down, straighten that back leg. And bring that knee forward, step it back. Again. Last one, that was it. So from here, step forward. All right, so you're at the top of your mat. Okay? And we're going to step back. I haven't done this in a while. We're going to step back into a lunge. Okay? When we step back, we're going to step back. Well, forget about being as slow as you can be right away. Just get the feel of this. Okay? And you're going to step back even longer. And then you're going to step back even slower and longer. And try to find your form. Okay? Find it. Come here. Step forward. It's not about staying in the pose. The back heel stays lifted. The hips, by the way, the hips. So I'm going to give you an example of them. I'm going to step the left foot back. The left hip does not open up. The left hip stays right where it is. It's even with this guy. I land on the ball of the foot. I'm not coming down. I'm not spinning that foot so the toes point out to the left. I'm not putting the heel down. Switch sides. Work that right side for a while, because you were doing one side for a while. Now switch every other one. When you step back, you eventually straighten that back leg. The leg that's stepping back straightens out. You find your high lunge, Alanasana, and you get your balance. You're working on balance the entire time here. All right, so come to the top of your mat. Take your, so that you can see me. Get on your mat. Don't know if your mat is going this way or this way. If you want to right now, turn your mat the same direction as mine. So you can see I'm going to get into a warrior two stance. Excuse me, I'm hiccuping. Okay? And then I'm going to go into half moon, but I'm not going to stay in half moon. It's not what my objective is here. What I want to do, I want you to see me, is I want to be able to come into this pose. Do this with me. Back arm to the hip. Get the back arm out of your way. Now, if you need to put a block there to come down and be able to do this, put a block there. Or a book. You are just coming in and out of this. You can strike a pose for a moment. And your right quad, if you're doing that one side, it's talking to you. Straighten it out, turn the foot in, go to the other side. You don't have to shift. I'm shifting so I can see in the camera. Bend the knee, do the same thing. This time, the back hand comes to the hip. When you come back to your warrior two, that hand extends out. When you're coming into the pose, the hand goes back to the hip. And then come on up. Bring your feet together, just walk it out. You're going to feel that in the legs and the glutes, and perhaps in your breathing. How you doing? Good? You with me? All right, come into Malasana. Feet are shoulder width apart.
You're trying to keep your heels down if you can. If you cannot, you roll up a blanket, put the heels on the blanket. Arms are to the inside, palms come together, and now you lift up through the sternum, trying to unround the spine. Now, let's play with Bakasana. And again, you do not have to go deep in this. You can just keep the arms to the insides of the legs and go forward and back. The feet never have to even come close to lifting up if you don't want. And then come back down. Now, sit down. Use your hands to sit down. Come into your butterfly. Clasp your hands. Get your knees moving. They can be moving. One going up, the other one going down. Start to change that up so that they're both starting to go down at the same time. And then pull yourself forward so you lengthen through the spine. Chest lifts up, the lower back comes forward. And you're just pulsing your knees. Now press your knees down and come forward a little bit. You don't have to come forward a lot. Try to stay long, that is, try to keep lifting through the sternum. Now while here, you're going to massage your toes. Okay, and I want you to, when you get to each toe, I want you to press in strongly at the very top. And if that hurts, then, well, no, actually just keep pressing it, even if it is uncomfortable. Keep working it, kneading it, and try to work out whatever's there. Different lines of thought regarding what is at different places and where in the body it reflexes back to. Top of the toes. A lot of charts show that it's the head area, the brain. So it could be the eyes, the ears, the nose. So you don't want it to hurt there. That means your head's hurting. So work it out. Okay, lean back, let your feet come forward. Now roll them, shake them out. Take your left leg and fold it back behind you. Take your hands back behind you and just lean back. You're going to stretch one leg at a time. You're welcome to bend the right leg and roll from side to side. So the leg that's in front is either completely straight or it's bent so you can roll onto the bent leg, the left leg. And if you want to lean back a little bit more, do that. You might feel that in your quad here. You can can even feel it up into the psoas, the hip flexor. But most of us will feel it primarily in the quad. All right, lean to your right and let that left leg kick out. Massage your knee, even if it's not talking to you. And then take the right foot back. You're going to do the same thing on the side. Again, you can keep that other leg straight, or you can bend it. Now, many times, one side feels very different than the other. Lean back a little bit more. Keep breathing. Be aware of your breath. And then lean to your left and let the right leg kick out. Okay. Massage if necessary. Okay. Take your right leg, fold it underneath you. And take your left foot and cross it over. Now make sure the right foot, which is the one that's underneath, is not underneath this left glute. So take it forward a little bit so you can get this left glute down. And for some of us, we take this down and this foot comes up. We want to work both of them down to the mat. Clasp your hands, pull that knee in towards your right shoulder. And lift up, sit up tall. Now take your right arm, wrap it around, grab the right wrist. You're still pulling the knee towards the right shoulder, and you're able to do so with more muscle. And you might feel it in here, you might feel it all the way along the leg, either a little bit to the outside or underneath. Now take your left arm, reach it back behind you, twist to your left. And release. Now just lean back a little bit, switch your feet, switch your legs. This time the left leg goes underneath, right foot crosses over on top, clasp your hands, bring the knee in towards your left shoulder. Now, bring that lower back forward. So you're sitting taller, you get more of a stretch just by doing that. Take your left elbow, wrap it around, grab the left wrist. So the left elbow is wrapped around. You're grabbing the left wrist. You're somewhat turned to the right a little bit. Just a little bit. And now take the right hand back behind you. And twist. Deepen that twist. Press that right foot down and isometrically forward. come on back. Lean back, unwind. All right, we haven't done too much in the way of inversions. So what I want you to do at home is a shoulder stand or a plow. And if you have to use the wall, do that. If that's not doable, do bridge pose. Okay? So, and if there's anybody out there who wants to do a headstand or a handstand, you can. But basically do one of those just to get yourself upside down and working the blood coming to the top regions, okay?
So I am in plow. Bring your elbows as close to each other as possible. The legs can be parallel to the floor, or you can bring the feet down, the toes down to the floor, or the balls of the feet down to the floor. Your choice. Whenever I'm going into shoulder stand, I always start out in plow. It helps to loosen me up and provides an easier entrance into shoulder stand. Wherever you are, spread your toes. Now, in either your plow or your shoulder stand, you can twist. Obviously twisting from the hips down to the feet or up to the feet, depending on your perspective. And if you're in any of those two poses, you're welcome to come out of it and bring your legs, your hips down, your legs straight up, hands clasped behind your head. Just hang out here, relax. Spread your toes. Open them up as best you can. Now take your left leg and extend it forward and down. Let the heel touch. Without bouncing up, you lift it up slowly. And then you switch. The right leg goes down. And every time a leg comes up, the other one goes down. Now, if you can, take both legs down at the same time. Lift them back up. And again. Now reach up to the back of your calves, wherever you can reach. Legs are straight, or as straight as you can get them. And then bring your head, neck, shoulders, and chest up. Try to reach for those legs. And then lower back down. Set the arms down, stretching them out from the shoulders, left and right. Bend the knees, set the feet down. Press into the feet, lift the hips up. Bring the arms alongside the torso, palms down. Bring the shoulders underneath the shoulder blades together. Lift the hips coming into your bridge. While in your bridge, bring your feet closer to each other. Lift your left leg straight up. Set it down. Right leg straight up. Set it down. Take the arms overhead so the shoulders come out and away from each other, shoulder blades away from each other. Start to lower down from the top all the way down. Lower back touches, then the glutes touch. Then bring the legs in and wrap your arms around the legs and roll from side to side. Now come into happy baby. So bring the arms to the insides, grabbing the outsides of the feet. Knees are bent. You're driving the knees down towards the mat. Bottoms of the feet are facing the ceiling. You can roll from side to side. If you're flexible enough, when you roll to the side, that knee that you're rolling towards will touch the floor easily. Now begin to straighten the legs wide and bring them together. Then open them up and bring them together. Bend the knees, take your arms wide, lower the knees to the right. Right hand on the outside of the left knee. Keep the knees together. Left arm is reaching out to the left. Your gaze is either straight up or towards the left. Come on back to center. To the other side. Left hand on the outer right knee. Right arm out to the right. You can give yourself a nice adjustment by going into a twist. Come on back to center. Hug your knees in. Gently roll from side to side. And then come on into your Shavasana. Setting yourself up comfortably. Relaxing all the way into that mat.
empty space. As you allow the body to relax and continue to relax, the mind stays awake, not going to that sleep state. And that allows you to move from one brainwave state to another. And when the body can completely go to sleep while you are awake, you are in theta. And now you can tap into your operating system, your subconscious mind, the autonomic nervous system. And reprogram it. This is where you self-suggest. This is where your affirmations become real, as they are not just mental, you feel them also. You use all the figurative senses to reprogram. While there, say to yourself, I love you. And say it again. As silly as that may sound, that's all right. No one has to know you're doing it. It's silent. Say it to yourself. Now move your head from side to side. Move your fingers and wiggle your toes. Bend your elbows, moving your hands and your wrists, awakening the body, drawing one knee in, then the other. And rolling to your right side to a comfortable fetal position. Now, with as little effort as possible, bring yourself to a seated pose. Bring your hands to the heart. Let a smile come to your lips. A smile comes to your lips because you're entertaining a thought that you feel brings joy, at least happiness. Thank you everyone for your practice. Go outside. Namaste. Thank you.